The commanding officer of BRP Ramon Alcaraz, PF-16, Captain Ernesto O. Baldovino, will now render the unit's completeness report to the Flag Officer in Command, Philippine Navy.
The Flag Officer in Command, Philippine Navy, Vice-Admiral Jose Luis M. Alano, AFP, will now deliver his welcome remarks.
The Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, His Excellency President Benigno Simeon Aquino III, the Ambassador of the United States of America, His Excellency Harry Thomas, the Secretary of National Defense, the Honorable Boter Gasmin, the Secretary of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Albert de Rosario, the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, General Emmanuel Bautista, the Commanding General of the Philippine Air Force, Lieutenant General Lauro Catalino de la Cruz, the Commanding General of the Philippine Army, Lieutenant General Noel Caballos, the Commandant of the Philippine Coast Guard, Rear Admiral Rodolfo Serena, other cabinet is present, distinguished guests, officers and men of PF-16 and their welcoming relatives, fellow defenders and servants of the Filipino people, ladies and gentlemen, magandang umaga sa lahat. When our Commander-in-Chief, His Excellency President Benigno Simeon Aquino III, signed the new Armed Forces of the Philippines Modernization Act 8 months ago, he said, "Udyat ito sa pagbubukas na mas moderno, mas matatag, mas mapagkatitiwalaang kabanata ng kasaysayan ng hukbong sandatahan ng Pilipinas." Indeed, this morning we are witnessing the affirmation of this statement as the Armed Forces of the Philippines, particularly the Philippine Navy, is getting significant boost in its capabilities of keeping our archipelagic waters secured and safe. As we warmly welcome the arrival of the latest addition of our fleet, the Barko ng Republika ng Pilipinas, Ramon Alcaraz, PF-16, this is a proud and exciting moment for every, just like the excitement and expectation of welcoming a newborn. Our maritime nation is rejoicing as BRP Alcaraz is being warmly met and greeted with good tidings from San Diego, United States, to Casiguran or Bolinao, Philippines, and in all places she has passed by, in some instances in spite of poor weather conditions, as she undertook her maiden journey to her new home. It is in this note that I welcome you to this cloudy but yet joyous occasion, the arrival of BRP Ramon Alcaraz, PF-16. On behalf of the officers and men of the Philippine Navy, at the outset, allow me to recognize and express our deepest gratitude to all those who in one way or another contributed to why we are all here today. Foremost, to the Commander-in-Chief, His Excellency Benigno Simeon Aquino III, who has been at the forefront working for the upgrade of the Armed Forces of the Philippines capabilities to the judicious use of vital resources under the good governance program of the government. The Philippine Navy, deliberately but surely and more steadily, is developing its capabilities as the Philippines takes greater participation in contributing to the stability and security in the region. Mr. President, your steadfast exemplary leadership has inspired all sailors and Marines, giving them a deeper sense of public service as well as desire to perform greater roles in the security and development of our maritime nation. Maraming salamat po. Likewise, our deep gratitude to the Secretary of National Defense for his resolute guidance and unending support in all the endeavors of the Navy. To the other agencies of government who through their collective effort contributed to the acquisition of not only a PF-16 but PF-15 as well. And to Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority for accommodating us today. Allow me also to convey our appreciation and gratitude to the U.S. government represented here by His Excellency Ambassador Harry Thomas for their unwavering commitment and assistance in the capability and capacity building of the Philippine Navy, to include the transfer of PF-16. Finally, allow me to thank the Filipino people, our merchant seamen scattered all over the globe, or the multitude of our fisher folks, for their continuing belief in the Philippine Navy, in every sailor and Marine, in the desire and commitment of defending and serving our maritime nation whenever, wherever. Acquired from the United States Coast Guard to the U.S. government's Excess Defense Article Program, BRP Ramon Alcaraz is the second high-endurance cutter transferred to the Philippine Navy. Similar to her sister ship, BRP Gregorio del Pilar, PF-16 is equipped with armaments and equipment to undertake missions for territorial defense, maritime security, and human assistance and disaster response. At this point, allow me to commend the 14 officers and 74 enlisted personnel of PF-16, skippered by Captain Ernesto Baldovino, for a safe maiden voyage. The crew underwent an extensive step-by-step training, which started with the official transfer of the vessel on May 22, 2012. The training ranged from orientation training of the various systems of the warship to in-depth operation, maintenance, and repair, which included participation of the overhaul of the port main diesel engine up to the actual live firing of its main combat gun. This will be reported in more detail by the captain of PF-16. One thing for sure, after being away in a foreign land for a year and 2 months, there is no one more eager to see them safely back home but their families and loved ones. To the officers and men of PF-16, welcome back. As you begin your voyage of service to the Filipino, mabuhay, and welcome to the arrival ceremony of BRP Ramon Alcaraz.
Thank you very much, sir. Likewise, the commanding officer of BRP Ramon Alcaraz, PF-16, Captain Ernesto O. Baldovino, will now deliver his remarks.
Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Bilang kapitan ng barko ng Republika ng Pilipinas, Ramon Alcaraz, PF-16, isa pong malaking karangalan para sa akin ang magbigay ng ulat sa ating mahal na Pangulo at sa buong liderato ng Sandatahang Lakas at Hukbong Dagat ng Pilipinas. Sa mahaba naming paglalayag mula sa Charleston, South Carolina, USA hanggang dito sa Pilipinas. Ang barkong BRP Ramon Alcaraz ay formal na isinilalim sa ating hukbong dagat matapos itong i-turnover ng Amerika sa gobyerno ng Pilipinas noong May 22, 2012. Simula noon, ang 88 opisyal at tauhan ng BRP Ramon Alcaraz ay tuloy-tuloy ang pagsasanay sa paggamit at pagmamantini ng iba't ibang uri ng modernong equipment, mga sistema at makinarya ng barko upang mapayapa at matagumpay naming maihatid ang pangalawang Gregorio del Pilar class frigate dito sa ating bansa. Isa pong malaking hamon para sa amin ang magampanan ang aming misyon. Subalit, ang aming masidhing determinasyon ang nagpatatag sa aming loob dahil alam naming mas malayo at mas malawak na karagatan ang aming tatawarin pabalik dito sa Pilipinas. Kung kaya nga po, sa buong panahon ng pamamalagi namin sa bansang Amerika, ay wala kaming sinayang na sandali upang ang lahat ng itinuturo sa amin ng mga dalubhasang tauhan ng US Coast Guard at US Navy. Ang mga tinatawag na subject matter experts ng US Navy at US Coast Guard ay nakapagbigay sa amin ng maraming kaalaman sa pag-overhaul ng diesel engine, pagkumpuni ng generator, evaporator, at iba pang gamit makinarya ng barko. Pati na rin ang pagpapaputok at pagkumpuni ng kagamitang pandigma gaya ng automilaragan na higit namin kailangan upang magampanan ang aming tungkuling mabantayan ang ating karagatan. Matapos ang lahat ng pag-asanay at paghahanda ay nilisan namin ang Charleston, South Carolina noong June 10, 2013 at tinahak namin ang karagatan ng Atlantic, Caribbean, Pacific at Pilipinas upang sa ganun ay may dala namin ang BRP Ramon Alcaraz sa bago nitong tahanan, ang SBMA. Sa layo po ng paglalakbay ay kinailangan naming dumaong sa iba't ibang pantalan simula sa Mayport, Florida, Panama Canal, San Diego, California, Hawaii at Guam. At sa bawat sa mga nasabing lugar ay mainit kaming sinasalubong ng mga kapwa Pilipino. Dito namin nakita at naramdaman ang kanilang pakikiisa at pagsuporta sa adhikain ng ating pamahalaan sa pagkakaroon ng malakas na hukbong dagat dahil na rin sa malaki nilang tiwala sa mabuting pamamahala at tuwid na daang tinatahak ng kasalukuyang administrasyon sa pamumuno ng ating mahal na Pangulo. Hindi po naging madali para sa amin ang paglayag sapagkat may mga panahon na inabot kami ng matataas at malalakas na alon dahil sa mga namuong low pressure at tropical depression sa iba't ibang lugar malapit sa aming daraanan. Ang hampas ng alon at agupit ng hangin ay nagsilbing pagsubok sa kakayahan hindi lamang ng barko na dinisenyo para sa masungit na panahon, kundi pati na rin sa kakayahan at katatagan ng mga pinuno at tauhan ng BRP Ramon Alcaraz. Ang kanilang katatagan sa buong panahon ng aming paglalayag sa iba't ibang kondisyon ng dagat ay maituturing kong isang kadakilaan. Sakripisyo ay marka ng tunay na Pilipino. Ang pagdaong po ng BRP Ramon Alcaraz sa araw na ito ay hindi lamang tagumpay at karangalan ng mga pinuno at tauhan ng barko, kundi ng buong sambayanang Pilipino. Mahal na Pangulo, batid po namin na hindi dito nagtatapos ang aming trabaho dahil alam po namin na ito ay simula lamang ng mas matindi naming pagsisilbi sa bayan. Nakahanda po ang aking mga pinuno at tauhan na harapin at gampanan ang mga susunod naming tungkulin. Sa puntong ito, nais ko magpasalamat unang-una sa ating poong may kapal na siyang gumabay sa aming paglalayag upang ligtas naming maiuwi ang barko dito sa Pilipinas. Gayon din sa buong liderato ng sandatahang lakas ng Pilipinas sa pamumuno ng ating Pangulo na siya rin pong Commander-in-Chief, ang ating Secretary of National Defense, Chief of Staff, Flag Officer in Command, Commander Philippine Fleet at Commander Patrol Force dahil sa pagbibigay nila ng tiwala sa akin na pamunuan ang BRP Ramon Alcaraz. Pinasabi po ng lubos ang aming pamilya, magulang, asawa at anak ng mga pinuno ng tauhan ng BRP Ramon Alcaraz na umuunawa at masugid na naghihintay sa aming pagdating. Sa lahat ng mga Pilipino, hindi lamang dito sa ating bansa, kundi sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo, maraming salamat po sa ibinigay ng suporta sa amin at panalangin para sa aming kaligtasan. Hindi namin kayo malilimutan. Muli, magandang umaga at maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.